Hi everyone, I'm Jessie. This is Stray With Me. Thank you for joining me for my second van tour. This is the same van, but last summer or spring, I rebuilt the entire interior to make it fit my needs better. But you'll probably notice like certain maybe structural things had to kind of stay the same. So if you do want to watch that rebuild series, that will be linked and you can see how we got to this point. Before we go inside though, didn't change, same solar panel setup that I had last time, two 100 amp panels, 100 watt panels, I mean, and a max air fan with the built-in rain guard. And I have two 100 amp hour batteries under the bed. So let's get started. Also, can't forget the ladder. The main purpose of this is pretty much just to get up to clean the solar panels when I need to, because that's really important to keep them really efficient and getting as much power as you can. So one of the things when I built the van the first time, I had to fix the doors anyway. They wouldn't open from the inside. So by taking off the panel, I was able to figure it out. This thing still sometimes falls out, but I can get in and out. Just the quirks of having an older van. But there's a piece that usually keeps the doors here. So usually they wouldn't be able to open past here, but as you can see, it's really closed off. So when I took the panels off, I found a way to make the doors open all the way to the sides, which just makes it much more open when I'm camping, having the space out. So on this door, this is almost pretty much the exact same thing. I just added these very dirty. Now I have a dog, so things just tend to get dirty. Little handles on each of the doors, but this, I did redo the table. I made it a little bit bigger to fit my stove better, but it's the same, pretty much same setup with a piece of wood that is very hairy and just stays open that way. Very simple. So here we have the kitchen. First thing you see, the water it's a 12-volt pump, super simple to set up. I kept the pump. I did buy a new faucet because when I rebuilt the kitchen, made it taller, I could only have a certain height so that it wouldn't hit the wall. This is my same sink, very deep. I just used the piece, it's a little stuck. So I used the piece of what I cut out to make the hole for the sink, because obviously this takes up a lot of space. Very poor caulking job on my part. I'm no expert. This is a DIY build. And one of the improvements I knew I wanted to make with this van was having a built-in stove, because it is just such a pain for me to take out my camp stove, put the propane in, and then take it all apart when I'm done. Great. So we have some leaf blowers. Maybe we'll keep going, see if the audio is not too bad. What was it? Train of thought. So yes, the 2 stovetop burner is perfect for me. I end up cooking way more having this built in, and it is run on propane, which I store under here. It's not in a locker. You usually should do that. I just turn the propane off every time I'm done using it because I just don't want to drive, and then I let the propane burn out of the hose, just leaving the stovetop lit, and then it'll burn off and I feel much more comfortable driving with the propane off. This is my old fridge. It's not a Dometic. Stackle is an old brand. I think these fridges are the Costway fridges now, so that's how you can find it. It's much cheaper. It's become my home for my stickers because I don't really have another place to put them. And as we go around, one of my favorite features is my little mini spice rack. These were actually like little shot jars. They say Mason shots on the back, so I just turned them around because I didn't want those like huge 4-ounce jars stuck up here. And then these are little clips to hold mugs. And because I have this drawer right here, I was able to just store all of my food. And I think I did actually get, I cleaned everything out, but I had a bin down here that was really deep that because of COVID, I just don't want to go to the grocery stores as much. So I would stock up a bit more on food, and that would be in a little bin under here. What I'm sitting on right now is what was Shasta's bed. She is being dog sat right now, so she needs her bed. And very key to have the Velcro. Otherwise her whole bed would slide off. This was a newer addition. You can just buy rolls that stick on. But it was so nice to take out the seat, because as you can see, it's so open. When the seat was in, it came out to about here. And this just makes it a lot easier to like get in and out of the cab, and Shasta has her own spot, plus all of the storage that's under here, because you can't really store much under these electrical captain's chairs, because they have all the mechanics that will automatically move the seat wherever you want it to. So now we come to the living space. So when I was doing the rebuild, I knew, because it's such a small space, I couldn't really do a fixed bed. And my last bed was kind of short. It was like 5'9", 5'10" maybe, and I'm 5'8". So if I was to have this go out this way, when this is out, it comes out to about here, which takes up the entire van. So I looked to the Westphalias, and they do this design. With mine comes out, my storage area comes out more, and it's longer this way, but I love these shelves. I also like to read, so there's actually 2 spots for books. There's another one down here if you want to kind of come around. Or yes, you can sit right there. So this is another little bookshelf on this side. So I actually stored all of my books here, and this became just general storage for things I'd like to grab, like when I was in bed, or I'd actually keep my, like, what I was reading at the moment in here. Right now it just holds all my window shades for the front. That's what goes here. This closet space was a game changer. It literally held everything I needed outside of jackets, and that's what I kept up here. This was pretty much the same from the last build. I just redid the door. Because it is also a small space, and having my head and sleeping arrangements right here, I went with leather poles because they're softer, and especially as they wear down, like you can see this one, this was I do need to screw this in a little bit more because it's come out a little bit, but it's very well worn and soft. Compared to when I first installed it, the leather was really tough. So I put leather poles on everything. I just did it myself with normal screws and cut down the leather myself. But the way I designed the bed, this was kind of an accident, but I was hoping this would happen. When the couch is pulled back, I can still open this one door and get in and out if I need to change midday. You never know what's going to happen, especially like living outdoors, things get dirty. And this is just a little cabinet up here, very small. I would put pots and pans up here because you got to put those things somewhere. That was something that I didn't realize I didn't have space for. When I did the rebuild, what I was super excited about when I realized this layout was that I wasn't losing out on underbed storage at all. This was the exact length of where the old bed came to, but I ended up getting way more storage in this build than I did in the last one. So I kept the underbed storage the exact same amount and added all of this. And I used a full size mattress, but I cut it down a little bit, especially because, so the wall is so curved that I had to cut this piece and the back piece into like a trapezoid almost. They come down to a point here and get narrower up here so that they can clear the wall when they come up. But over here is where I stored my hats. Don't have them here now, but this I think I saw from Kendall and Glenn. They used a different like strapping system. They put it on their roof, but I had all this space, so I realized that this would be a perfect spot for my hats. And then this is where I kept my skateboard. So I use these bungees and these very strong D-rings, and it was perfect. So let's show you the bed, how it comes out, and put it back in. Before it's out though, I do want to mention, because the pieces are so large, when it's down, I've added this strap so that when it's down I can pull it up, because it comes into a triangle right here, and these pieces of wood are so heavy you just need a way to pull up this little triangle piece. So okay, so I put this, because I noticed when I first built it, I put those little fabric slides, like felt, and it just was it wasn't moving smooth enough, so I added these caster wheels. Very heavy duty. I put 3, so when I don't want it to move, I lock them, and makes it super easy to pull out smoothly. You just rearrange the cushions, and put your bedding on. I would usually keep my duvet cover on here just to cover this nice fabric from my dog's hair. And I'd store the pillows in the closet. So as you can see now, you have full access to the closet, but make sure you lock the casters again. Keep the bed from moving. There we go. So now you have full access, and as you can see, I put the closet a little higher up. It clears my duvet when it's all tucked in nicely. If it's not, and it's bunched up or there's a pillow in the way, I have to move that. But I tried to cut out the closet doors high enough to clear bedding. So yeah, all huge closet space. It's probably about a little less than 2 feet deep, and I added another shelf at the top just to maximize the storage. And this stays closed with a little magnet on both doors. All right, let's go to the back and I'll show you the trunk, what we keep back there. We as in me and Shasta. So I did the same thing to these doors as I did those side doors. And things are very dusty back here because the weather stripping on these vehicles tend to be just as old as the van. I don't think the weather stripping has ever been replaced, so a lot of dust comes in here. But what I did like about the Westphalia's design in their closet was that they had an access door in the back, and for a while I thought I'd build another door here that I can access stuff from inside, but I just realized that this would probably just be all my outdoor gear anyway, and I actually put a hook inside here to put my backpacks and other things while out on the road. What's in here right now is my magnetic bug netting, which I guess I don't need to show you that, but you can buy those on Amazon super cheap instead of getting those really expensive bug nets that are custom made to match your doors. You can still do that, but this, as you can see, this whole build was DIY and very kind of slapped together because you just want to be on the road. But you pretty much just glue Velcro around the door, so that's where the top hits, and then the magnets hit right to the middle of the van, so it's super simple. But here's my batteries, as you can see, and I never stored anything past like here, so that nothing would be over it. It stays really cool under there, so perfect temperature for the batteries. And yeah, oh, let's talk about the window covers really quick. So another really annoying thing that I think a lot of vans do, but also what I did in my van, the first build, was I made magnetic covers, but then when they're not on the window, you have to store them somewhere, and so you're always shuffling your covers around, and it just becomes really annoying. So a lot of vans have done this, or buses have done this, but I just took the leather straps and I got boat clasps that a lot of marine people use to snap their sails up, but I did still put magnets in here just to help it stick. It's not perfect. I made it just slightly too short, unfortunately, but I also put, as you can hear, that's Reflectix inside. This is blackout fabric anyway. These are actually my old curtains from my last build, so I was able to reuse them because I did like the color. But when I was sewing them, you can see I did not take off the threads, but I put in, when I was sewing them, I put the Reflectix in the middle of them, so it just keeps it that much cooler. And Shasta and I were able to sit in here while I was doing work when it was like 90 degrees, so it kept it nice and cool. Lovely thing about this van is that there's so many windows and all but one of them open, so I was able to get really good airflow. And the nice thing about the Max Air fan is that it just sucks, it creates like a wind tunnel inside the van, and you can really feel it pull the air through. So I will never have a vehicle that does not have windows. Thank you for watching my van tour. If you want to see what this looked like in the first version, I will link that below, and the entire playlist with the build videos will be also linked below. Make sure you follow me on my Instagram. You'll be seeing what's coming next. There's some big changes happening, hopefully this week, but we'll see. Nothing is ever promised, so changes will be coming, and I'll be documenting that as well. So subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Okay, never done this with another person.
And 3, 2.
Welcome to my van. There's people watching us.
Good.
Oh shoot, we should do this fast. They're like landscapers. I'm gonna start
Oh.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, do you want to see the bumper sticker? This is everyone's favorite bumper sticker. I was sitting in the van once on the bed, and the windows are so tinted you can't see inside. And I saw this woman go up with her phone taking a photo or a video, whatever it was, of that sticker, and she was giggling the whole time. So yeah, the sticker collection on the back is fun. This is a great one.
I didn't
too.
notice you had a Mercedes Benz.
Oh yeah, that came with the van. It's so funny.
What? Okay.
What?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it came with the van.
I didn't see that.
Which I think is a fun little like inside joke that I have a Mercedes, but obviously I don't. All right, you want to go over there so we get a better shot?
Ow.